Welcome to the Stark Slip podcast. This is episode 9. Let's go right into it. We have time codes in the description of the episode, wherever you're listening to it. And that's the intro.
There you go. Good job, Ian.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah.
More energetic this time. That was good.
Yeah. So
do we need to say the timestamps every time, or?
I don't know. It seems like a good thing to say. It takes like a second to say it.
All right. Yeah.
We'll just keep on saying it till we forget to say it.
And then it'll just never happen again.
Yep.
So let's just go right into it. Extremely okay games. These are the guys that made Celeste. I think in the game Celeste, they're not credited as extremely okay games. I don't know what they're credited as, but this is the first time that I heard of this name.
Yeah,
but they have, they kind of announced their next game through a quote vibe reveal, and it had art, some of the game's music, and a logo. They didn't give a release date or year, and in their blog post, it said it's a 2D explore action game, so it's an exploration action game with a seamless pixel art world.
I'm gonna look up some screenshots right now. So I haven't played Celeste, but you have, right?
Yeah, I played some of it. It's pretty good. Like, it's really solid. It's hard.
So does this one look kind of similar to Celeste? Like,
no way. There are like no similarities here. Celeste is like it has a lot of snow and it's all about a mountain, but this is like a really lush sort of jungle.
Well, it looks cool, I guess.
Yeah. So the game is called Earthblade. It gives me like fantasy vibes here.
The logo reminds me of that rhythm-based Zelda game. Remember?
Crypt of the Necrodancer, Cadence of Hyrule. Yeah.
Cadence of Hyrule. Yeah. The font looks similar, like the Earthblade font.
It looks like kind of like an NES era logo, like a lot of games these days have
exactly.
They have like simplified logos, but this is like a hand drawn, it looks very nice.
Yeah.
The art is very beautiful as well. It looks very cool. You got a house there, a guy holding a glowing sword. It's cool. The music is good. Have you heard it?
I've not. Make sure to look that up though.
It's really good. Just give it a listen right now.
So I've heard the first Celeste is very good. It was like nominated for Game of the Year, right? Back when it came out.
It was. It's a solid game. Like it's so, it's so tight.
I might play it, then, if it's so good. And they're making another game.
Are you listening to the music?
No, I can't hear it.
Oh. Dude, listen to. Okay, how do
I thought you were playing it.
Yeah, how do I share? Here, how do I share audio?
Will it come through in the recording?
I have no idea, but I'm just gonna try to share audio. How do I do that? Share sound there. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of. I think it sounds really nice. It's a very different vibe from Celeste.
Yeah.
This seems like they're making something really, really different.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's good, right? That they're moving forward with their...
Yeah.
stuff.
It's like I'm very excited for this.
Have we heard of studio expansions from them since they made Celeste?
I am not sure. I think they're still relatively small. I don't think they're, like a big team yet, but it's still, I think it'll be pretty cool. I'm very, very excited for this game.
Yeah, it'll probably be good.
That kind of ties into our main topic, which is games we're excited for. You already know the title. But.
Yeah. So next up.
This is kind of related to what we were just playing, actually.
Yeah. But It Takes Two has sold over 1 million copies. That's pretty good. It's been out for like, what, a month now?
I think maybe like a few weeks actually. Like
Um,
X2 release date was on March 26th. Okay, so that's like a month.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
How much did A Way Out sell?
I think probably a few million.
Yeah.
Uh,
In January 2021, he said, around 3.5 million.
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We were just playing this actually. We were just playing
We
away.
were.
That's
Cool.
cool.
We'll talk about that in the what are we doing section.
Yeah, that'll be for later.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes.
Some more sort of like scattered news because we kind of like to group the news into different categories. So this is like the whatever category. This is just anything.
Yeah.
So like Overwatch game director Jeff Kaplan will be leaving Blizzard, and so he worked at Blizzard for almost 20 years. He'll be replaced by Aaron Keller. This is the guy at the beginning of every Overwatch thing.
Yeah.
Like every time Overwatch does like a development update or whatever, he's always the guy that goes like, "Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from the Overwatch team," and all that. So it seems like a lot of people really liked him, and he played a really big part in making Overwatch what it was. So
he seems kind of lame though. Like I don't really like him.
He seems like introverted.
I'm sure that he played a big part in Overwatch. So yeah, I don't think this will reflect much in Overwatch 2 because they already have most of that done, I think. So
yeah, I hope that Overwatch 2 still turns out great with even without his sort of supervision on it. But you know what? Whatever. Good for him. I don't know if he's like retiring or if he's going to move some other place in the industry, but
could be
hopefully whatever he does, it'll be good.
Overwatch spin-off by Nintendo. That'll be his next game.
It'll be called
Underwatch. Not watch.
Underclock.
Underclock. Yeah. It'll be great.
Overclock is like a thing for CPUs. So underclock, it'll be a pixel art shooter because it doesn't require much processing power. There you go.
Well, that would
Next
be cool.
Jeff game revealed.
Yeah. Battlefield 2021 will be revealed soon, according to DICE. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I haven't played any of the Battlefields, but I've heard like the first half are good and the second half not so good. But the statement they said was it'll be brought to life with the power of next-gen consoles and PCs, and it'll be the biggest Battlefield yet. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's also a mobile game in the works. So it'll be a standalone game. It's built from the ground up for mobile devices, so it won't be sort of like related to the other console games. It's coming in 2022. And then there's like another mobile thing here. Apex Legends Mobile is also coming out. The same deal, designed for mobile, no crossplay because it's built for mobile. It'll have its own battle passes and cosmetics. And regional beta tests start at the end of the month on Android devices. So that's pretty soon, actually.
That's pretty good for Apex because the other battle royales are mobile, right? Fortnite and PUBG. So
yeah,
it's only about around a matter of time until it happened.
Have you played Apex at all?
Nope.
Me neither. Yeah, I thought okay, this could be cool, but I never actually got around to playing it.
Yeah.
Whatever though.
Next, Microsoft appears to no longer be in talks to acquire Discord. This is something we talked about like a few weeks ago, and now it's not happening. So that's a thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were kind of sort of like skeptical of what Microsoft would do if they had Discord, thinking of like a Skype or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like, oh, good job, Discord. So I'm glad that they're staying independent. Hopefully they'll keep doing cool stuff.
I mean, yeah.
Right. I think some people were discussing they might go public, like on the stock market or whatever. So that might be what they decided to do instead, but it's not official.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Good for Discord.
Discord is going to stay the same and not change.
Are we glad that? What if it changed for the better under Microsoft? I don't know. That's just a thought. Whatever.
Yeah.
Xbox lifted the free-to-play game or free-to-play online restrictions on online games.
So they
before,
said they were going to do this earlier, right? And now they actually did it.
Yeah, they said they were going to do it earlier, and then they did it with like certain people, like Xbox insiders or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you play a lot of Xbox, you make Xbox content. They did it for those people first, and now they're doing it for everybody. This was such a weird thing, because before, when I got an Xbox One S, Fortnite was such a big deal. And I was like, okay, I can play Fortnite on this thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I tried to play it, and you need live gold to play a free game. You needed it. Now you don't. But I thought that was so stupid. Who approved this, and who let it be here for so long?
Yeah.
$60 a year to play a free game.
Well, at least they got rid of it now after like the backlash from them trying to double the live gold price.
Yeah, that was even stupider. Like, God.
Yeah. At least they realized it was stupid.
Yeah, I'm glad they realized. But still, like, it shows that, you know, Microsoft, I'm everyone's resident Microsoft hater. I know this. But I mean, it shows that they're not exactly, you know, 100% goody pro gamer. No. They're still a company. They're still out to make money. It's just they do these things because it makes people like them.
Well, at least they're willing to like listen to backlash and what the people want.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't
in the past
imagine
7 years they've been the laughing stock of the whole industry.
I couldn't imagine Sony or Microsoft or no, Sony or Nintendo doing this. You know, especially not Nintendo.
Nintendo would be like, "Oh, you guys didn't like 120? What if you guys paid 300 per year?
Yeah,
that'd be better."
That's what they would do.
You could buy a Switch with that money every year.
And then there would be Nintendo fanboys defending it.
You know, it makes sense really that need the money.
Pay that much. Yeah, they really need it.
The servers, guys.
Yeah, the servers.
The servers.
Oh, I didn't know the servers cost $5 million every day to update.
Yeah, I think that it actually happened. Like, if Nintendo actually gets their online together, and like, you know, they make it actually competent, and they raise the price, people would be defending that. They'd be like, "Oh, but they have servers now." Yeah. I mean, it's already like a third the price of the other ones. So,
I mean, if it's like an actual good service, like it's on the same quality of like Live and PS Plus, then I don't see what the problem would be with them raising it, right?
Yeah, but come on, it's Nintendo. Even if they get the online together, they won't be giving out like 2 or 3 games every month. They won't have all those other perks that come with them, right?
Well, like, I'm not saying make it the same price. Like, if, you know, like, raise it
maybe 40 or something, 30.
What is it at now? At 20?
I think it's 20 a year for one person, and then 30 a year for a family, or maybe not.
20 a year for one person. They're never going to increase the quality of the service, but they might increase the price.
Classic Nintendo.
Yeah.
Never change.
Oh,
please change. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Some more, you know, game stuff. There are quite a few EA games receiving an FPS boost on Xbox Series X and S. Yeah. So 120 FPS games will be Battlefield 1, 4, and 5, Titanfall 1 and 2, Mirror's Edge, Battlefront 1 and 2, Unravel 2, PvZ Garden Warfare 1, 2, and Battle for Neighborville.
Ah, that's cool.
Then, for some reason, Sea of Solitude is getting a 60 FPS boost. I don't know why this wouldn't run at 120. I'm going to look it up. Sea of Solitude. Is this like a really graphically demanding game?
I remember it looking good.
It is on the Switch, so I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why this wouldn't run at 120. I mean, whatever. At least it gets an FPS boost. This is a great thing. I think, you know, like Xbox did a good job of you being able to really get all these games working even better.
I think the real question here is, where's the FPS boost for A Way Out?
Yeah, that's the question. I think we're going to be talking about Returnal reviews this week, or previews this week. A lot of like Xbox guys, they made it a petition after Returnal got like really good reviews, and Xbox's Recore, it didn't get as good reviews. They made a petition to get Recore on FPS boost, so they could be like, look guys, it's just as good, when it's not.
Isn't Recore like a 5-year-old game?
Yeah.
I don't know what their obsession is with comparing Returnal to Recore.
Because they're thinking like, it's just PlayStation's version of Recore, you guys. It's not even that good. But when comparing them, I saw a comparison. The guy had to speed up Recore so it would look the same as Returnal. If you have to do that, then maybe it's not. Maybe they're not the same. You know,
Yeah.
maybe one is just a lot faster and more energetic than the other.
It's just a very weird comparison. Because, like, Record, it came out and, like, nobody talked about it. And that was, like, years ago. And now all of a sudden that Sony is making a game that's, like, completely unrelated. They're like, hey, remember Record? This is just Record.
I think Recore was made by the guy that directed Metroid Prime. So it had some potential, but I don't think that worked out because I don't see many people talking about it at all.
Yeah. It's just kind of what happens with the Xbox exclusives. Nobody, like, really talks about them, even if they are good.
I don't know if Recore was good.
Well, yeah, but even the good ones.
Even the good ones. Like, I don't see people talking about Gears 5. I think a lot of people like that one, but I don't see people discussing it.
Or like Forza Horizon 4, or like the Gears Tactics. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
People talk about Flight Sim, though, and that was...
Flight Sim, come on, I could talk about Flight Sim
That's
all
not
day.
even
That
on
game,
Xbox, though, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's still an Xbox game, though. Xbox Game Studios game,
Yeah.
I think.
It is, but like, you know...
It's cool.
Yeah. But
it's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
That's not the topic. That's not... Whatever, back on track.
Back on track to what? What's the next?
This is like the PlayStation chunk.
Yeah.
Because I just love PlayStation so much. I have so much stuff on PlayStation here.
Yeah.
So they backtracked on their decision to close the PS3 and Vita stores. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
The PSP store will still close on a scheduled date of... I didn't write in the date here.
You did not write the date.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever
PSP store...
I think it was August.
Yeah, August 27th. There you go.
Yeah.
If you have any PSP games... Oh, wait, no. July 2nd. The
July
PS Vita
2nd.
was set to close in August. But if you have anything, you know, you want to get off the PSP store, get it before July 2nd, there you go.
PSP is like super old though, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's really, really old.
I'm surprised it took them till now to close it.
Yeah, but that one is still closing. I am glad that the PS3 and Vita stores are still going to stay up, even though I don't think anybody is actually going to go back and buy stuff from them.
Nobody will. But I'm glad that I have the option to.
Mm-hmm. It's always nice to know that, you know, and it's better to know that they're actually listening, you know. And I think that Jim Ryan, he was talking about, you know, a while back in an interview, he was talking about he was at a Gran Turismo championship or whatever, and he saw like the PS1, 2, 3, and 4 games, and he looked at the PS1 and PS2 games, and he was like, who would want to play these? They're so ancient, and a lot of people got mad at him for that, you know. So he was actually the guy that wrote the blog post that announced this that they would stay open. So hearing that from his mouth was nice to hear, you know, that he respects the legacy of these IPs and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad the staying open and Jim Ryan, I don't know, learned his lesson about old games. Yeah. Last time we talked about this, I said I didn't really care that much. So even if they are staying open, you know, it's still like, still don't care.
Yeah. I'd say good job, Jim Ryan.
Yeah. Good
job, Sony.
Yeah.
I mean...
Also, we were just talking about how Sony would never go back on something if there was like a backlash like Xbox would, but they just did. So
I guess we got proven wrong.
Yeah. Only Nintendo has yet to do it.
Yeah, because Nintendo is terrible.
Yeah, they would never.
Whatever.
Or maybe later on this list they will. I don't know.
Let's see. This list is going to randomly get another story on it.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is like a super minor thing. The PS5's built-in video editor now allows it to edit and create 4K 60 FPS videos. I did not know that this actually existed before seeing this. I didn't know there was a video editor, so I don't care.
There's one in the PS4 also, I think.
Is it called like Share Clip Studio or something? Something along those lines.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think I saw it the first time I turned it on the PS5, and that was it.
Yeah.
Never again.
I think it's cool because it makes it easy for someone to like create YouTube videos if they want.
Yeah, that's good job. Good for them.
Yep.
If you want to make 4K 60 FPS YouTube videos.
Yep.
Other
next,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sony
go on.
announces will be continuing the Play at Home initiative by giving away more free games in the future. So Horizon Zero Dawn was free for like a day, right? But you can't get it anymore.
No, I think it's free for like a long time.
Oh, okay.
I think it became free to claim today or this week.
Mhm.
So you can claim it for, I don't know, maybe like 2 months or something.
Oh.
I'm not sure how much time there is left, but you can still
Okay.
claim it if you're listening to it right now.
Hmm.
You don't even need a console. I've said this before. You don't need anything. Just make a PlayStation account and get it.
Yeah, you
It's
got
completely free.
You got the Nathan Drake collection through the Play at Home initiative when you didn't even own a PlayStation.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
This is a deal I can't pass up. You know, what a great, I got to take advantage of this somehow.
Yeah. And, well, that's cool. Someone who doesn't even own a PlayStation could have gotten like at least 10 games by now for free.
Yeah, it's probably more than 10. Like, I think they, maybe 12 or 13 games by now, completely for free. That is a lot.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of hours that you could just pay nothing at all.
Yep.
And if you buy a PS5 as well, you have like the PS Plus collection and everything.
Oh, yeah, but you do have to pay the $60 for that.
Fine.
Yeah.
Still, good job.
Yep. Very cool.
Whatever. Another PS Plus thing, they leaked the PlayStation Plus Video Pass on its Polish website.
Yeah.
This was a thing that I wrote down all like at the beginning of the week when it was first like, leaked, and it was already resolved by the time we're recording this. So from the leak, it said it's a trial service that will last from April 22nd of this year to April 22nd of next year, 2022. This comes off the news that the PS Store would no longer be offering TV and movie content. That was like a few weeks ago or like a few months ago, maybe. Yeah. There were 3 movies in the header of the leak: Venom, Bloodshot, and Zombieland, which are all movies produced by Sony's movie business. It might be part of the rumored counterpunch to Game Pass. And update, this is a test service in Poland. It's bundled in with PS Plus. You don't pay anything extra. And it includes over 20 movies and shows from Sony.
Also, it's not a leak anymore. It's like an actual thing.
It's like an actual thing. It's just a test service still, though. You can't get it outside of Poland.
I must say, Sony is
happen to be in Poland?
Yeah. If you happen to be in Poland, get I don't know, watch these movies.
Could a VPN fix that?
I don't know. Well,
you could make yourself in Poland?
Well, it have to be like, you have to use the VPN on the PlayStation. Can you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe it has to be a Polish PlayStation account. So you can't really change that.
Well, like, then you just move your VPN thing to Poland and then make an account.
Oh, yeah, that'd work too. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, anyway, Sony's doing, like, a bunch of stuff with their movies. Like, earlier this month, or maybe last month, I think they signed a deal with Netflix, being like, all our movies will go there. Then, like, this week, they signed a deal with Disney Plus, being like, all the Spider-Man ones will go there. And then now they're putting, like, the stuff on PS Plus.
And they're really capitalizing on their movies. Like, they're doubling down on them. I mean, their movies don't have, like, the best track record, especially their animated ones, but, still good. It's a good perk. It's no additional cost or whatever. Good job, Sony. Once again, yay Sony train,
Yeah.
I'm on the yay Sony group, whatever.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah,
but
the yay Sony train. All aboard. Next stop, PS5.
Why'd you say bang bang?
Because it's like a train noise.
You have to say choo choo.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Yeah. That's great. So next, Returnal previews are coming in. But now at this point, at the time we're recording this, reviews are already out. Like, people have played the game by now, right?
I think so. I don't know if like any of them have actually been published or whatever, but people are like, I played the entire game. I don't know when the embargo drops, but you know,
I thought the game
reviews are probably being written as we speak, like full reviews.
Oh, it comes out April 30th. I thought it came out yesterday, Friday.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
But we're getting a lot of like positive stuff on this. This is a game that I wasn't really, you know, I looked at it and I was like, that's pretty cool, but I'm gonna wait for people to see it because it's a mix of a lot of genres. You know, you never know how that's gonna mesh together. Is it gonna work out or is it gonna be a mess? A lot of people seem to be loving it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I think Kotaku called it like it feels like an actual PS5 game. A lot of people are just saying it's really fast and stuff, cool, uses the DualSense well. Blessing Adeoye Jr. I know you were avoiding this because you don't know how to pronounce this.
No.
No.
Adeoye?
Adeoye.
Adeoye.
Yeah. I don't know. I watch Kind of Funny, so I know how to pronounce
it.
I'm kind of a genius.
They made a Hitman 3 contract, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you play that one?
No.
No? Okay. Whatever. He called it Hades meets Control meets Metroid, which is a very promising mix.
Ah. Well, I don't really like Metroid, and Control was like, and Hades, it looks like I'm sure it's good, but it just doesn't really appeal to me. So.
Yeah, well, my hype level for this went from like, you know, maybe like 30 to 100 real quick. Because, you know, as the previews started dropping, we got so much more gameplay. And when you start seeing even more like uncut gameplay, you see, oh my God, it's fast, it's furious, it's just good. It looks really, it's Tokyo Drift. Come on, it looks really cool. Okay, I'm very excited. I'm like genuinely considering pre-ordering it, but it's $70. That's pretty steep.
Yeah.
You know, so. Probably not. I'll wait for it to go down to like 50 or 40 or something.
Yeah, that's what you said. That like you keep on saying you're gonna pre-order it, and then I'm like, are you actually gonna pre-order it? And you're like,
no, I don't have $70. Come on. Whatever.
I don't have a PS5, Returnal, so can't get this one, but I'm sure it'll be good.
When you get one, you should get this too.
Nah. Maybe.
I've been trying to get you into roguelites.
Yeah. So then you said it's also gotten compliments for its DualSense usage.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So yeah, so you can like the thing from Astro's Playroom where you can feel droplets on the controller. Mm-hmm. You've never seen this, but sometime I'm gonna have to show you this if you don't get a PS5 by the time we meet up after COVID.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to show you this sometime. It's really cool. Another thing, like the different triggers, like if you just push the trigger a little bit, it does one thing, and if you push it even further, like you break that resistance, it does another thing. And I thought that was really cool because previously it was so weird for me to have to like only push down a little bit, because when you push a little bit on a trigger, it goes all the way down most of the time, you know? But when you have that resistance, it feels like the GameCube analog triggers where there's like an actual button down there that you press when you go all the way down.
Yeah.
So that seems like it'll be pretty cool. You know, you can basically have a second trigger there for an all the way down input.
Yeah, kind of like a second trigger, not.
You make like a fake button that way.
It's kind of like a button, but like you need to press one button in order to get to that button. So
yeah,
I would say, I think a cool usage for that would be like if you're shooting a gun, you're holding on the trigger, but then if you like press the button, your gun gets like more powerful for like a short period of time.
Or maybe it like goes from, you know, maybe you're shooting a gun and it's precise, but it's slow firing, but then you go all the way down and it just sprays, but it's less precise.
Oh, right, yeah. Like it changes the way your gun fires to be like more powerful, but like less accurate.
I think like quicker firing, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that. I'm excited to see how people utilize it.
Yeah, so far it hasn't been utilized very much, right? Like I know Astro used it and this used it, and I think I heard Black Ops Cold War used it pretty well for the triggers.
But Spider-Man, I haven't played Miles Morales, but I don't think the DualSense usage is much different from Spider-Man Remastered. And that one had some kind of underwhelming stuff. You know, there's a bit of resistance at the very end of the trigger for when you're like swinging a web, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that. Yeah, I'm hoping we see some more cool stuff. Whatever though.
Yeah.
You know, moving on from that.
Yeah.
I just wrote a lot of stuff on the pro Sony stuff. Good job,
You did.
Sony.
Yeah.
You know, so Jim Ryan, we talked about him earlier. He said that they've been quietly but steadily investing in high quality games for PlayStation, and they'll make sure that the PlayStation generation PS5 generation has more exclusive software than ever before.
Ooh.
And he also said he wouldn't rule out the possibility of future acquisitions and mergers. So this is like them saying, yeah, Xbox can acquire whatever they want, but we're ready to hit the buy button as well.
Yeah. Xbox can buy things, but we think that we might buy things.
Yeah. Xbox is going to keep buying things. I don't know when they're going to stop, but
Ever.
they're going to keep buying stuff, and it makes me sad because Xbox bad, boo, whatever. No,
Yeah.
I just don't like, you know, corporate consolidation or whatever. I
We were
think the
just
most
talking-
obvious
We were just talking about this yesterday, but like they should totally buy Blue Point, right? Sony?
Xbox,
No,
Sony, yeah.
Sony should buy Blue Point.
Yeah, Sony needs to buy a Blue Point. I told you about this,
Yeah.
and you already thought that Blue Point was a PlayStation studio.
Yeah. I thought they
So I
already
mean, it
had
makes
them.
so much sense.
Yeah.
Like I thought Insomniac was a PlayStation studio, like it was forever, but it only became one in like 2019.
Yeah. Because it fits so well.
Yeah, exactly. That's how Sony does it versus how Microsoft does it, which is the bad way, which is where they just buy random third parties. And Microsoft
Incorrect.
sucks.
We talked about this in episode 4, and I won that debate. So
No, you didn't win that debate. No.
yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I win all the debates.
Well, we've only had like
You're
2,
done.
but
Oh yeah, true. Fine.
and one of them was a tie, which was Horizon versus Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So, all
Oh
right.
well.
Next,
There's a thing for all you game preservationists out there. You want to talk about this?
this next piece of news.
Yeah.
Sony has stated that they're working on the CBOMB? Is that how I say that?
Yeah. CBOMB.
Issue that prevents physical games from being played on older PS4s without an internet connection due to a battery inside the system dying. I think Xbox also had this issue, like the Xbox One. I might have.
I think it has a similar issue where the initial setup requires an internet connection. So that's an issue for like, you know, game preservation or whatever. Because in order to use an Xbox, you need that internet connection to first get it online.
So yeah.
Stuff. So yeah, good job for them, you know.
Yep.
You just got your PS4, so I don't think this is going to affect you unless yours was manufactured like a long time ago. But like,
well,
do you know about this thing, the CBOMB issue?
Isn't this supposed to be like a base PS4 thing? Like it's only for the like.
I think it's on all of them, but like there's like a battery inside it that basically, you know, checks some clock or whatever. And you know, if it can't establish that connection, or if the battery dies and it can't establish that connection, then it won't play physical games without an internet connection.
Really?
Yeah. So the battery is like very important to the system functioning.
Well, I have a PS4 Slim that I got in 2019, so I can only assume that it won't do this, right?
Yeah, yours will probably be fine for like another 7 years, you know. And you know, since they're working on fixing it, you know. So hopefully they sort of, because this is a software issue, they can patch this out.
Oh, really? I
They
thought it
can
was a
patch-
hardware issue.
Yeah, well, the battery is hardware, but they can patch out the requirement for it to need that battery. You know, to always be checking, okay, is this battery working? What does it say? You know, is it powering this or whatever? Yeah.
Well,
that could be an easy fix for them, you know,
So
and that'd be a really great
hopefully-
PR thing.
Hopefully it's resolved in 7 years when mine starts to do this.
And then, yeah, and then it'd be like, yay, Sony
Yay.
good.
Sony good, yeah.
Come on, all day, Sony good.
Very good. Did they get rid of this in the PS5? The like that?
I think the PS5 might also have this. I'm not sure though. So mine is also potential to die.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, that's just sad.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna happen for a while. They'll probably fix it before then.
Well, hopefully.
This is our last. This is our last piece of news.
Last piece.
Yeah. So this is a new AAA multiplayer IP is underway from PlayStation and the newly announced Firewalk Studios. So it's basically made up of a lot of Destiny devs, like the creative director, or you know, a lot of other people. I didn't write that much on this, but it also has the producer of BioShock Infinite and more people who've worked on Mass Effect and Apex Legends. So that's like these guys know multiplayer. So good for them.
That is cool.
It's but it's not a first party. It's not like a PlayStation studio. It's just a partnership with this new studio. This isn't even the first time we did this. We didn't even cover this when it happened, but like it's similar to the Jade Raymond's Haven studio.
Yeah.
So those guys are working on a new PlayStation IP. We never talked about this on the show, but this is us talking about it. You know, we're probably a few months late.
We probably are. So this ties into exactly what we were talking about earlier, where Jim Ryan said that they're steadily investing in games for PlayStation.
Yeah, right. This definitely feels like them funding a studio and then being like, make some games for us. We'll see how it does. And over the years, we'll form this, relationship. And then eventually, as we give you bigger and bigger projects, we'll get to the acquisition. This is like how these things start,
Yeah.
I think they did a similar, this is probably how it went down in the 90s when they were working with like Naughty Dog or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Insomniac too.
Probably. I'm not sure how Naughty Dog and Insomniac started out. I don't know the history behind it.
Yeah, me neither. This is my guess.
Wasn't Naughty Dog made up of like a team of people that left from another company? Like, did I get that right? Naughty Dog created. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
So let's say we're founded in 1984. So that's cool. Yeah. It's good for Sony.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I did forget. I didn't write this here. Gran Turismo is an Olympic sport now.
Oh.
Like it's a virtual Olympic sport. We talked about this.
Are other games Olympic sports? I haven't been paying attention to.
I think there's like a virtual Olympic sport, like Gran Turismo. And now it's an Olympic sport. That's super cool. They recognized it. The new virtual Olympic series. Yeah. So there are tons of different, virtual sports, and Gran Turismo is there. The sort of the sim racing sort of category. So that's cool.
Yeah. Does it say which specific Gran Turismo, like which game?
I think it's probably Gran Turismo Sport.
Right. When you told me about this originally, I was like, why not Forza?
Yeah, Forza. I know you like Forza. It looks super cool, but I don't know if Forza is like because Forza is pretty arcadey. Like the big ones that they make are the Horizon ones, and those are less sim racing.
I can only assume that Gran Turismo was already the one that was like the big competitive racing one over Forza. So that's why they made this one the Olympic sport.
Yeah, I get the feeling that, Gran Turismo is like the sim racing game for real simmers. I think they call it the real sim game. Simmers, yeah. Sim people. Sims.
Right.
There you go.
Sims. Yeah.
Sims.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'll probably be some promotion for Gran Turismo 7 that's coming out someday. Yeah. I don't know if it's coming out this year. I don't think so, right?
They delayed it to next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for Gran Turismo. I think also Forza, isn't that made by like it's made by Xbox, or isn't an American team? Because Gran Turismo, I think it's made by a Japanese team, maybe.
I think Gran Turismo is a Japanese team. I'm not sure about Forza being an American team. Who makes Forza? Xbox Game Studios. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you, Xbox.
Turn 10
Very
Studios. Turn 10.
That's like an Xbox original studio.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's probably American.
Redmond, Washington. That's what it says. It's where they're from.
Yeah, there you go. Turn 10.
Yeah, and they were established in 2001 by Microsoft. Yeah.
Good job.
I like
that's basically all the news we got.
Yeah, I like the Horizon Forzas more. Those are made by Playground Games, who are making the new Fable, so
good for Playground Games.
Yeah.
I think you showed me the opening for Forza Horizon 4, and that instantly sold me. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Like the car driving into the screen, it's like autumn, winter, all that.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. I was like, this looks like so much fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
And you had already told me about it before. You were like, you can race against an airplane or whatever, and you can be a stunt driver. Now I'm sold. You know, I gotta get Gran Turismo. Or not Gran.
Yeah, Forza.
Not Gran Turismo. Forza.
Forza is the game.
Nah, I'm sorry. PlayStation good is just in my blood. I can't stop.
Oh well.
Oh man.
It is good though.
Yeah.
I only played Forza Horizon 4 for like a month when I had Game Pass, and I've been meaning to just buy it and play it again, but it like never goes on sale.
It's on sale now, right? So
on Amazon, I think.
Yeah.
For like but even then, it's still like $40, you know.
Whatever though. That's all the news you got. Got anything else on your mind? Nope.
Not related to this.
All right. So our main topic kind of ties into last week's topic where we looked at the past generation. So now we're talking about what are our most anticipated games for this generation.
Yep. So let's start by just going through like the list of games coming out this year, right? That seems like a good start.
Yeah. So I don't care if it's like, you know, unrealistic for the game to come out this year, but if it says 2021 in the last trailer, we're gonna go at 2021. So I think
I'm just looking up 2021 games on Google.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna think of it. I can do this all from memory. I could do this all day. Okay, so we have let's see, we have Returnal coming out. We got Kena Bridge of Spirits, Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, Horizon, God of War, Halo Infinite.
I'm just gonna add my own list.
Resident Evil 8, right?
Yeah. Did you put Deathloop on the list?
Yes. My list is so comprehensive.
Well, yeah, keep on looking back and forth. Oh, Back for Blood. Put that on there. Ratchet and Clank.
Back for Blood, Ratchet and Clank. New Pokemon Snap. I'm so excited for that one. I remember you told me this game doesn't deserve to be 60. And while I agree, it's Pokemon. So what am I gonna do, you know?
Just looking through the rest of these. Do you want to put Mario Golf on the list?
Sure, that's my most hyped one, dude.
Yeah.
Do you just want to do this year or for like the generation?
I was thinking we do this year first, and then after that we can move on to more general stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna put like a separate tab for generation. Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah.
And then you also have stuff like all the Xbox stuff, Perfect Dark,
James Bond game. I'm putting James Bond.
Yeah, of course you are. It's IOI, your favorite developer in the whole world.
My favorite.
Suicide Squad game?
Yeah, there's a Suicide Squad game. Did you not know that?
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Hold up. Suicide Squad game.
looking through. What else do we got here? Oh, the Pokemons.
Kill the Justice League. That's what it's called?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then Pokemon Legends.
Forspoken as well.
Putting down Spider-Man 2.
That game's kind of inevitable. I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put down whatever Naughty Dog is doing. Oh, The Last of Us 1 remake. And also Last of Us. Well, I guess we don't know that's happening. Last of Us 3. I feel like this is a good enough list, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty comprehensive list.
We can always add more if we come up with them. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just go on right back to where we started. At the beginning of the list, you put down Returnal. That comes out in like 6 days. We just talked about it, right? Earlier. So.
Yeah. I am very excited for this game. It's quickly become, I have very quickly joined the hype train for it. I'm just Returnal all day, every day, dude. Looks so amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks good. I probably won't get it, but it looks like they put a lot of effort into it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm sure people that are into like that kind of game will like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next, Kena, Bridge of Spirits. This looks like a Pixar game brought to life, or Pixar movie as a game,
We talked about
it. Looks very cool, very fun.
The animation looks very good.
Mm-hmm.
This one is going to be on PC as well as PS5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not so sure about the combat in it. I think I'll have to see more of that, or the story as well.
I thought it was just like a platformer.
Yeah. Yes, combat? What?
Yeah.
We probably should have been a bit more prepared for this discussion, but
we probably should.
Whatever.
Oh,
This
looks cool. I thought it was just going to be like a platformer, but it's more like a World of Warcraft type. I think. Yeah. I don't know. Looks cool. This is not PlayStation first party, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. It's just a partnership they have with the studio.
All right. Next. Next one.
Yeah. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah. I don't know what this is.
It's made by Bethesda.
Yep.
And it's got kind of like a cyberpunky or sort of weird aesthetic, It had a weird sort of reveal trailer, but then it had a gameplay trailer that looked pretty nice,
Well, what can I say? I'm just looking at screenshots right now. I mean, it looks fine, Coming 2021, so it is coming out this year.
Yeah, it's got some like weird visuals and stuff.
Your audio keeps switching between being in my left ear and being in my right ear. I'm not sure if that's a problem with me or if it's on your end.
Okay, that is weird. Hang on. I'm going to try and do a thing.
All right.
Does this fix it in any way?
Let's keep on going and I'll see if it swaps again. Like right now it's coming on both, but it might like only swap to being in one ear.
Okay, good. I think it's because one of my earbuds just straight up died.
Yeah, it happened.
So I had
now
to put it away. Yeah.
It's only my right ear now.
Great.
Yeah. Does it come through in like the audio? I guess it like in the recording?
I don't know. I don't think it gets exported as a stereo thing. So you guys probably won't notice it.
Oh, all right. I just have to sit through it then.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah, I think for the games that we're not that excited for, we should just sort of breeze past them. I don't think they need that much time,
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village.
We've talked about this a few times, and I feel like we've made it pretty clear. Like we're both kind of a little bit interested, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time we talk about it, we're like, this game looks cool, but I'm not really too grabbed by it yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see more, and we've seen more, and we're still not that interested. Moving on. Pokemon.
No, wait. I just want to say that I bought the first Resident Evil, and I've been meaning to play it, but I haven't. So whenever I think about getting another Resident Evil, like the 2 or 3 remakes or 7, it's just like, well, I could get these, but also I have the first one to play. So I just never get a Resident Evil game because I'm like,
isn't that your whole dilemma with buying games in general?
Pretty
You're like,
much.
oh, I have this big, you told me about this. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have this big backlog of games that I have to play, but I don't really feel like playing in any of these games. But, you know, I don't want to buy new games because I have a backlog. Okay, time to play Hitman 3.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it's been. Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah. So Pokemon Snap. Yeah, we've talked to. I don't think we've ever talked about this in the podcast, right? Or have we?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Maybe.
In the
maybe in the
Pokemon Presents episode, I think.
We probably discussed that at some point. I think it looks really cool. You know, I think all the interactions are nice. Looks like the levels are very detailed and rich with a lot of Pokemon doing stuff and a lot of branching paths and all that.
I agree with you. It does look nice, but like, I don't know. It's just
$60 nice.
It just doesn't. I don't see it being worth $60. You know.
Yeah.
I just don't get that.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
So I don't think I'll get this. Do you think you'll get it?
I think at some point, yes.
Yeah.
But now or at launch, anytime near launch, no. Like at this point, I have a large backlog of stuff on PlayStation that I'd like to play more than Pokemon Snap.
Yeah. It's because Nintendo sucks. That's why.
Nintendo sucks. We're only on the PlayStation good train here. No other company good. Nintendo sucks. Xbox sucks. PC sucks. All of it.
Yep.
All of it.
All of it. Everything is bad.
Yeah. Another game like Resident Evil Village that we've talked about multiple times, but I still don't really care for. Deathloops.
Yeah.
Deathloop. I'm thinking about the cereal that they did for April Fools.
The April Fool's cereal. Yeah. I don't know. This looks fine. Like a cool shooter that'll use the DualSense well, which is what we were just talking about. Yeah.
I think it looks fine. I don't have much to say on it though. You know, hopefully the time loop mechanic works well.
Yeah.
And it adds a lot more depth to it than you might have otherwise.
Next.
Mass Effect Trilogy.
Yeah, so I think what they're doing here looks really good. I haven't played the original Mass Effect Trilogy, but I'm kind of interested in this one just because of how much they're improving. You know, I was always a little interested in Mass Effect, but I was like, maybe one day. But this might be a good opportunity to get into it. It's like a full remake.
Yeah, I think this is a good opportunity for people to get into it.
Yeah.
I personally don't care at all for Mass Effect. I don't know much about it. You know, that's kind of it. I was literally about to say Mass Effect Trilogy skip because I don't care at all. I have nothing to say on it.
What? I would everything on here, all the stuff I put down, I have at least something to say. Like I would have put something down just to skip it. Do you have anything like that on here?
No.
All right. So the next ones are Horizon and God of War. We've talked about both of these before, like in-depth discussions of what we want from the sequels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think we can skip it, or do you want to just recap our thoughts here?
Just like a quick recap. God of War 2, probably not coming this year. Horizon 2 is probably the one I'm most excited for out of this whole list.
Same.
Yeah, first one is solid. Second one looks really good. There you go.
Yeah.
Starfield. Yeah. Or Halo Infinite, actually.
You skipped Halo Infinite. I don't know. This looks pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Halo 1, but I like other Halos. being Halo Reach, and that's it. Yeah.
I
That's
think,
cool.
every single time that they post a development update for this, I just get more hyped. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, they show off so much cool stuff. They're like, you're going to be able to do this, you're going to be able to do that. There's going to be this thing in here. Here's what the graphics are like. All that. It just gets me really excited. I think this is going to be a really cool sort of, Breath of the Wild moment for the series, where it's like, we've sort of stagnated a bit. Let's just break all the barriers and make this something really special. So I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned though. But I do hope it's like a return to the series roots while still evolving upon it, like Breath of the Wild was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
This next one is Starfield.
So we still have seen nothing from this one, even though it was announced like 3 years ago. Have we talked about whether or not we think this will be an Xbox exclusive?
Maybe. I think it might be, depending on how, because right now they still haven't told us if it's going to be delayed into 2022. But if it's coming this year or early next year, I don't think they're going to scrap the entire PS4 or PS5 version.
I doubt,
because they've probably been working on that. Yeah. I see a lot of people say that this is one of their most anticipated ones, but I just ask them, what are you anticipating? You've seen a logo.
People see Bethesda, and it's like a new Bethesda IP, which they haven't done in a very long time. So they're like, hey, it'll be cool. I get it.
I think a sci-fi, it's giving, I don't know, Skyrim, but in a sci-fi sort of world, like that kind of feeling, but in like such a rich space setting, that would be cool. But I don't have anything to see, so I don't have anything to get excited for right now.
Hopefully they'll show off something this year. Is Bethesda one of the companies that's going to be at E3?
I think they're going to have a conference.
Oh, well,
I don't know if it's going to be at E3.
Well, because they're Xbox now, and Xbox is doing E3, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while for me to actually, consider Bethesda Xbox. I keep thinking of them. Yeah, they're still their own thing. They're part of Xbox now. They're going to be at the Xbox presentation.
Yeah. Back for Blood. We talked about this when it got delayed, how I was pretty excited for this one. It looks really cool. I just hope that it runs well on my PS4 and it's not glitchy and all that. But I don't know, it looks cool. I've never played the original Left 4 Deads, but I don't know, it just looks so fun here. The gameplay, it looks really cool, and I don't know, I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Didn't play original Left 4 Dead, but I think if they make if they get the co-op right, it's hard to make a game where you really feel like this is a really great co-op experience. Talking to my friends, it's all chaotic and all that.
Yeah.
So I hope if they really nail that element, because I've heard good things about Left 4 Dead. I feel like it seems like it did a good job of that. So if they nail that element of Left 4 Dead, I think this will be great.
I mean, it is the same team from Left 4 Dead, so we can only hope.
Same team sort of revivals or something haven't always been the best.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be good here, though.
That's my hope.
Yeah, so next, Ratchet and Clank. The Rift Apart, I believe, is the subtitle.
Yep.
Yeah, so I didn't like the original Ratchet and Clank from 2016, but this one, it looks kind of cool with the Portal stuff and all that. So, I don't know.
I think it's pretty cool, but this is another, I didn't play Ratchet and Clank, but I know that it has a lot of weapons. That's pretty cool and exciting. But it's like a Starfield thing where since the reveal, they haven't really shown that much other stuff. So I don't, it's like Halo Infinite, they keep giving us monthly updates. My excitement is continually refreshed. But I think since that reveal, my excitement has just steadily gone down because they haven't shown any, they haven't shown us anything else.
This one comes out in 2 months also, right? It comes out in June.
So where is the, I think June, I think early June. So where's the trailer?
Yeah.
Where's more gameplay? What's going on here? That
Show
just makes me more.
Gameplay.
Yeah, that makes me more skeptical about how this game is going to turn out.
Yeah.
They're not showing gameplay like a month ahead of release.
I mean, I'm sure it'll still be good, right? Because it's Insomniac and we can trust them. I think their I don't know. I don't know what's going on with like their release stuff. I guess we didn't see much of Returnal until pretty recently, right? So
True. I mean, they released pretty consistent trailers for different elements of it, like the story and the time loop and all that, before the preview started coming in. So in the weeks before those, they had released some pretty consistent trailers.
maybe they just don't want to show much stuff and like spoil it, and they're hoping that the name Ratchet and Clank will be enough to carry the game on its own.
Hopefully it is, but
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully
I gotta
that's
see
the
more
situation.
stuff. Yeah, before I buy it, I gotta see more stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
They gotta reveal more.
Yeah.
Mario Golf. This was on here as a joke, but I think it still looks fun. You know, Mario Golf. Yeah, they're adding some stuff with the speed golf thing, right?
Yeah, the mode with the power ups, that looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from
Everyone's
that, though,
running
don't
around.
care.
That'll be
Not
cool.
worth $60. Mario Tennis Aces will be better because that game was awesome.
Oh god, Tennis Aces.
Next, Diamond and Pearl remakes. I already talked about these ones, right? I guess we can skip it. Yeah.
Yeah, we already talked about them. Go reference the Pokemon Presents thing.
Yeah. Next up, that was all the 2021 stuff. Besides Starfield. So now this is going to be 2022 and beyond.
I think Starfield was announced for 2021.
Really?
So that still technically counts, yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but if you say so, then I believe you.
Yeah, you have to believe me. Trust me, I'm very trustworthy.
So, Generation, Gran Turismo 7. I like racing games, so I'm excited for this one. I was actually kind of disappointed when it got delayed, because this is one of like the few PS5 exclusives that I was actually interested in. So.
Yeah, I think I have not gotten into racing games. Like Aidan, you know, you've played quite a few racing games. I mean, you know, but I haven't played, I haven't played the Forzas. I haven't played the Gran Turismos. I played Mario Kart. That counts maybe. But
yeah,
this type of like realistic racing with actual cars, I haven't really gotten into that much. But I think it looks very cool and it looks fun. So I am disappointed it got delayed.
I like it. I like the sim racing. I've been meaning to play Gran Turismo Sport, but it's just, I don't know, it just seems a little weird. Like, it's not like a conventional Gran Turismo, so I'm a little like, oh, well, I don't know how well this represents the series, so should I really start here with this one? Also, I've heard it's like not that great, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure GT7 will be good. They've said that they're trying to make this like the best Gran Turismo ever. Like they're putting in a lot of the features of the old ones. So
I hope this. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. Not very, but I'm still excited. Moderately excited, I'd say.
I wouldn't buy a PS5 for this one, but after I do get a PS5, this will probably be like one of the first 5 games I get.
Very cool.
Yeah. So next is a game I would get the PS5 for, James Bond by IO Interactive. Yeah, I like IO. I think Hitman 3 was great. And I was really excited to see where they were going to go after it. And then they revealed that they're making a James Bond game, which I like James Bond. I haven't seen all the movies, but I've seen at least 10 of them. So, yeah. And I'm excited for this. I hope they don't stick to the Hitman gameplay too much. Like, I do like Hitman gameplay, but, you know, James Bond, obviously very different from Agent 47. So I hope they, like, swap it up a little. Maybe, like, not as much strict punishments for killing people. You know, and not really, and obviously it won't be about, like, assassinations. You know?
I think this game has such a solid just pitch, you know?
Yeah.
Like, when I first heard James Bond game by the Hitman devs, I was sold. I was like, that's going to be, you know, basically a perfect fit. I'm already very sold on this. You know, we've just gotten a teaser, so I can't say my excitement levels are through the roof or anything. But, you know, from what I played of Hitman 1, it was pretty good. I still have to get back into that, but this is very promising. I'm very excited for it. Good job, IOI,
I think
on getting
the stuff they need to carry over is, one, like the style, like the humor and all that. I think the Hitman games of like being kind of funny, but then also being like more serious at times matches perfectly with like the older James Bonds, where they're like kind of goofy, but also take themselves seriously. Yeah, and also the disguising, obviously, where it's like you're disguised as like a guy and you're like, I'm at this party and nobody knows I'm a hitman.
Yeah, the
That's
stealth
also
element of it could
perfectly
carry
James
over.
Bond. I hope they add some like interrogation elements, maybe where like you're disguised as a guy and you have to like distill information from someone without revealing that you're a spy, because that's in some of the like James Bond movies.
Yeah, I think that the Hitman games in general have pretty impressive technology. So I'm hoping they, they improve that for this James Bond one,
Right.
adding that sort of interrogation thing, like you said. So there's a lot of promise here. There's a lot of potential.
I also wonder if this will be the start of like a new James Bond franchise from IO Interactive. Like, is this just one game, or will we be getting like a whole trilogy?
I think if it does well, then I think this definitely won't be the last we see of it.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure if it does well, they'll be reapproached by Lionsgate or whoever it is.
Yeah,
To be
I
like,
get the
"Hey, make
feeling that
another one."
actually they could like split the James Bond license up a bit. Like, for IOI to be making sort of their own version of James Bond with the sort of more stealth elements to it, and sort of, doing what IOI does best, and then maybe if you want some of the more shooty elements of it, maybe
Right.
get it to another developer. I don't know, maybe Arcane or whatever.
You bring up a good
Right.
point, right? Because there actually, yeah, there are like a few different styles of James Bond. Basically, every time the actor switches, like the style of it also switches. So there are some James Bonds that are more action focused rather than like stealth stuff. Specifically, our current James Bond, Daniel Craig, that one has been very like action versus some of the older ones which are more about like stealth and that stuff. So yeah, you're right. They could probably split it up and have like a more action based studio, do that.
Yeah, cool concept, or cool sort of pitch, good potential.
Mhm.
There you go.
There are also like James Bond references in Hitman. It's been very obviously an inspiration for them. So it's like a perfect match here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So here's like a thing I don't know much about. So you're gonna have to sort of fill me in on this one. The Suicide Squad game.
Suicide Squad game. So this is kind of like, well, from what we've seen, it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, where it's like co-op based. Actually, it would be more comparable to like the Overwatch archive missions, where it's like 4 people and you're each playing as one of them, like members of the Suicide Squad, and you're fighting off like armies and stuff like that, waves of enemies. And then you're also fighting, I think the story is you're fighting the Justice League who have like turned evil or something.
Who's
Yeah.
making this? Zack Snyder?
No, it's being made by,
Justice League is evil, you guys.
I think it's the same
Justice
people
League
that
is
made the
evil.
Arkham games, but I'm not sure.
Oh, really? Okay, then that might have some potential.
It's also supposed to
I
be
hear
in
you.
the Arkham universe, so.
All right. I don't, I still don't know too much about this. From what you said, I could be moderately excited.
You could play as King Shark, which is a giant shark. So
Oh, that's the guy from the Suicide Squad 2 trailer, right?
yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of sold now.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I think this one will be good. It's gonna be next gen only, like PS5, Xbox Series X, so not last gen. Yeah. Or should I say current gen only? Because that's the current gen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one, Hogwarts Legacy. I like Harry Potter. When this was announced, I was like, hey, that'll probably be cool. So I was kind of disappointed when it got delayed. But I still think there's a lot of promising stuff here. I think like one of the best parts of Harry Potter is just its world. So just making a game focusing on its world and not really on like the characters from Harry Potter, like it's kind of like its own thing. I think that has a lot of potential.
That's actually what I was going to say about the world. Like, Harry Potter has such a rich world with so much stuff in it, like the wizards basically have their own culture separate from humans. Like it's so distinct. And, when you're making, for example, like a Star Wars game, it's a Star Wars game. You have that, giant universe.
Yeah.
So you have a lot to draw from. and that's the same in this Hogwarts game. I hope they, I say a lot. Wow.
I hope
I
they
just
give
noticed
you,
it.
Yeah, I hope they give you a lot of spells to use. Like in the Lego Harry Potter games, each one they give you like 8 different spells to use or something, and that was really cool. So I hope they do like the same here, where it's like each spell does, it's effective against different enemies, and you can use them creatively, like the runes in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I think that the combat is something that I need to see more of.
Yeah,
I think that it could either be kind of clunky and a mess, or it could be super fun and just intuitive.
Basically, will this be the Harry Potter movies or the Fantastic Beasts movies? That's the
question.
Yeah, that's the question. Next.
Perfect
Dark. So this they opened the Game Awards with, right? Or what am I forgetting? Or is this just?
I think they might have closed the Game Awards with this.
Oh, really? But it was somewhere in there, and it was memorable.
Yeah, it was somewhere in the Game Awards.
Somewhere in the Game Awards, there was this trailer for a new Perfect Dark. It was not by the original Perfect Dark team, because that was rare.
No, it was by the Initiative. So that's like Xbox's new studio.
Yeah, the quadruple A studio, right?
Quadruple A. Just pile as many A's as you want.
Yeah, 10 A's.
10A game.
It's literally just a AAA studio, but they said 4 A's just to sound cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Perfect Dark. I don't know much about the original games. I think this game has some promise. I think there are some people from Naughty Dog in the Initiative, which is the studio making it. So it could have some of those elements to it. I think that if it seems like it's going to be like a shooter, third-person shooter type game. So if they just get the shooting down, right, then I'll be very happy with it. I don't need much else.
So like the history or the lore, if you will, behind the original Perfect Dark, I believe was Rare made the James Bond GoldenEye game, and then they lost the license to James Bond, but they wanted to make another James Bond game. So Perfect Dark is basically what that would have been, except they couldn't use James Bond as a name.
Imagine if the Initiative actually tried to get the James Bond name again and failed. So they were like, okay, we're gonna follow tradition. We're gonna make a Perfect Dark game then.
That would have been cool though for them to make a James Bond game. And then we have 2 James Bond games in development. Would have been awesome.
Yeah, maybe this could be like the shooty one.
Yeah.
And the other one could be the stealthy one.
Yeah. But I don't know. We haven't seen much of this, and I'm sure it won't be coming out for like a long time. But I don't know.
I'd say wait at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
They announced it really early.
Yeah. So next.
Speaking of games that were announced really early.
Yep. Fable. So this was like a big franchise back on the original Xbox, and then it kind of like stopped, and now it's back. The only reason I'm somewhat interested in this one is because it's by Playground Games, which are the people who make the Forza Horizons. So I think there could be some good stuff in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's in a sort of fantasy-ish world with like fairies and kingdoms and all that. So if they double down on the fantastical elements of it, that could be very, very unique, I don't think we see a lot of games with the level of fantasy that you get in like a children's book or whatever. So I want that kind of whimsicality.
Yeah, because this could be like a good like E for everyone fantasy game, but then also still be good for everyone to play. Because the current fantasy games we're getting are like the Western RPGs like Skyrim, which are like rated M. And not everyone can play those, so there is a market.
We need more E for everyone games from PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo is basically the main guy.
I think PlayStation does an all right job. They have like Sackboy.
PlayStation has like Sackboy, Horizon, and
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. So they're doing a good job.
Yeah. Xbox has been a lot of rated M.
Stupid Xbox. Rated M, trash.
Well, actually, the Forza games I think are rated E or E10. So.
Okay.
I win.
more big AAA E games, rated E for everyone. Everyone should be able to play games, whether you're like a fetus or an adult.
Whether you're a small little baby or like an 80-year-old man, you should be able to play every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I was just born like 2 weeks ago. I got to play the new Halo.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's rated M. Sucks.
Guess I'll have to settle for Doom instead.
Much better. Much better.
Next, Forspoken. What is this one?
This is that Square Enix game with the very smooth movement on it. It was called Project Athia before.
Oh, I think I've heard of this. This is fantasy, right? So it's just
yes,
like what we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's not like the children's book fantasy. It's the Skyrim fantasy level.
Oh, wait.
Is that a dragon? I think that was in the trailer.
Well, that's awful then. This game is going to suck.
I think it has the potential to suck, but it also has very smooth and fast movement. So that's like, if it has a cool movement system and like really agile combat and all that, that could save it. Yeah. But I don't want another Knights game or Dragons game.
I'm sure this will be good because Square Enix is good, or maybe they're not. I don't know.
I mean, they made the Avengers game, right?
Yeah,
Square
but
Enix. That was Crystal Dynamics. But
when it comes to like the fantasy stuff, like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, so I think this will be good. Next, Pokemon Legends. We talked about this in the Pokemon Presents, and there's been no new information. So
just kind of reference that. This is unironically actually up there on like the most anticipated.
Yeah.
For me, at least. I don't know about you.
I'm somewhat looking forward to it. I think it'll be good, but I'm still unsure whether I even want to touch my Switch. So
don't worry. Just play in docked mode and pretend that it's like a PS4 or something.
Oh, okay. I'll try my best. Next, Spider-Man 2. This one is maybe my most anticipated game. I don't know. Probably James Bond or whatever Naughty Dog is making.
I'm not even sure this should be on the list though, because it's not even announced.
Yeah, but we know it's happening.
Yeah, fine.
That's basically been confirmed.
Yeah, but I want a trailer first before I say anything. I think it has potential though.
We won't say anything then. Is that what you want?
No, I want us to talk about it. The ending of Spider-Man was cool, and it left a lot, and there were quite a few. It left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Not like in terms of the game was bad, but it left a lot to leave you hanging on,
Yeah.
And they had some teasers in the game as well.
Yeah.
For a future villain.
Yeah.
So I'm just
not
so
spoiling
hyped
it here. Let's not spoil the original, but let's just say
nothing else.
There are some story threads that would be cool to be seen carried over from both this and Miles Morales. Yeah, and I think they'll improve a lot on the first game, and I think this one will be better. And I think it'll be one of the biggest PS5 exclusives. Like by the end of the generation, we'll look back on it and be like, yeah, that was one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty big deal when it comes out. Like the original Spider-Man was already one of those things that got me back into gaming and very interested in it. Stuff like I started watching E3s after that. But I saw it and I was like, that's crazy. Spider-Man 2 is going to be crazier.
The original Spider-Man was basically the reason I bought a PS4. So
yeah. Come on, Spider-Man is such an amazing character. You can't go wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can go wrong with it.
Well, yeah,
it's very hard
to go wrong with it. But they haven't done wrong with it here. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but also they have the new face guy, like the new face actor, which I hate.
Oh yeah, the other guy.
Yeah.
I think. Do you still not like it?
I still hate it.
Oh, man, come on.
I've played through Miles Morales twice now, which he's in it. I still don't like him.
He's fine. He's fine. I don't have an issue with him.
I hate him.
Okay, whatever then. This is the last thing on the list.
Yeah, Last of Us 1 remake. I just came in to defend it again, because I think it'll be good. That's it.
Pretty much. I mean, it's Last of Us, right? It's one of the most acclaimed games of all time. Last of Us 2 hit 300 Game Awards.
I really want to replay Last of Us 2, and I also want to replay Last of Us 1, but I'm a little bit like, but the gameplay from Last of Us 2 is better, so I'm like, but now I'm like, ooh, if this is good, I'll replay the first Last of Us now, because like it'll be updated and all that.
Yeah. I think if Naughty Dog is working on this, it's going to have some absolutely jaw-dropping visuals.
Yeah.
I am so blown away by Last of Us 2 running on like a base PS4. The amount of detail there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So on like a next-gen console, Jesus.
Yeah.
How do you go past photorealistic? I don't know. Ask Naughty Dog.
Yeah. I hope they use some of like the PS5 features also, like the shaking and the stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's the list.
That's the list. Anything you've thought of since we started? Any other games?
No, but I guess now we should probably like say our most anticipated ones. You know,
of all of right, yeah. So going through all of these, my most anticipated. Like, are we doing a specific number, like top 3 or?
You can just do whichever ones you have like above a certain threshold of hype for. If you're super duper hyped.
Well, I guess it's kind of weird then, because anything beyond 2021, I'm like excited for, but I'm like keeping myself in check and not getting too excited because I know it won't be out for a while. But if I just ignored that completely and pretended all these games, like everything we've listed is coming out tomorrow, then I would say my most excited ones, the ones I'd be most excited for, are like James Bond, Spider-Man 2, and The Last of Us 1 remake.
Okay, well, for me, that's going to be Horizon, Halo Infinite, and I don't know, Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Wait, we didn't even talk about Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, well, that's another one we talked about earlier, and we skipped over Horizon 2, so.
Yeah, okay, that goes on my list.
Yeah.
Of most anticipated as well, and maybe Pokemon Legends as well.
Yeah. And also probably maybe Suicide Squad. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm not exactly sold on it yet. I don't know that much about it still, so I'm gonna leave that for the people that know more about it.
And what if you had to narrow it down to just one game that you're more excited for than anything else here?
Just one.
Just one.
God. I really hate to give the Xbox good, but Halo Infinite has so much potential. I know, but Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be Breath of the Wild, but more of it, But Halo Infinite seems like it could really be something new.
Wow.
I'm just so excited, Halo Infinite feels like it could be another Breath of the Wild moment for me. Like Breath of the Wild, when you go out there on the, when you leave the Great Plateau for the first time and you're like, wow, this is really the whole world. And I can go wherever I want, I'm hoping that Halo Infinite can reach those heights for me.
Well, I was going to say Spider-Man 2, but then your little speech inspired me to switch it to James Bond. Because Spider-Man 2, it's going to be more Spider-Man, right? But then James Bond could really be something new and exciting.
Wow, I'm so glad that my speech stirred some emotions in you.
Yeah.
Maybe it started in the audience as well. Change your ratings, everyone.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
Stop being excited for Elder Scrolls 6. Be excited for Avowed.
Oh yeah, we never even talked about any of those. Elder Scrolls 6.
We don't care about those.
Oh yeah, we don't.
Nothing to say about either.
I can't get excited for more dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
Dragons and swords and
too many dragons
and spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
for Harry Potter. Harry Potter gets an exception. It can be dragons and
well, obviously
spells.
Yeah. That's a cool one.
Yeah, that kind of those are our most anticipated games.
Yeah,
there you go.
Most anticipated.
That's basically it. We're just gonna do what are we doing now?
Yeah.
So what are we doing, Aidan? What are you doing?
So we'll do the big one at the end. So we'll just do the stuff we've been playing first. So Hitman 3. Yeah, they put out a new elusive target yesterday. This one was a politician where she's like an evil politician and you have to kill her. So I was like,
Ooh,
okay.
the politician is evil. Who would
Interpret
have thought?
the party of the politician however you want. Yeah, I don't know. It was a pretty easy kill, actually. I killed her in like 5 seconds. That's an over exaggeration, but like there was like this building she was in. I didn't even have to enter the building. I got silent assassin from like the outside without needing to even like get close to her. So,
Wow. Okay, so that didn't seem like it was that hard.
yeah, it was pretty easy. The elusive targets overall are pretty easy, actually, which is kind of.
Well, I mean, they have to be, right? Because you only get one shot, right?
That's
That's
true.
how it works.
But I just wish. I also hate the one-shot thing. I wish it's just they put out this new content once a month, and it just added on to the old content. Like it was just always available to play.
Yeah, but I guess it puts on more pressure to get it right, and it really, really tests your knowledge of the map. It's like you can't come back here, you can't do this over. You got to be a real assassin.
It's just not fun because one of my favorite parts of Hitman is like experimenting and exploring. You can't do any of that here. It's just do precisely like the 3 options you're given, or else.
True.
I don't get much enjoyment out of these. It's just not very fun.
Yeah.
So now you go.
Okay, so I have been playing. I didn't actually play much this week. I think I played a bit of Ghost of Tsushima. It's still, really cool, very beautiful. I'm still spending a lot of way too much time in the photo mode. It's the best one I've ever seen in a game yet. I also gave in and picked up some comics because Aidan, he pressured me into it. So
I did not. I told you, hey, maybe you should do this thing.
Maybe you should try to. Yeah, I know, but I gave in, and I'm very glad I did. They're pretty good. So the ones that I picked up were Deadpool Volume 2, Civil War, the first one, and Ultimate Spider-Man.
But also the first volume of Deadpool, right? Or no?
I think I put that one on hold at the library, but I don't have it yet.
Oh.
I think I already might have read the first volume a while back.
Oh.
But I thought Civil War, it was pretty good. It does some things better than the movie did, but it also doesn't do some things as well.
Do you want to talk about that, or do you just not want to go into spoilers?
Have you read it?
I've read Civil War, yes.
Okay. Yeah, then we can do that. We can do like a... Oh, okay. Well, first we should probably talk about the thing that we did earlier, so that way we can just end the thing with the spoilers.
Right, okay. Anything to say about... Did you read Ultimate Spider-Man or no?
No, I'm probably going to start that after the show.
Okay. So let's just go into the big thing then. So today we started playing A Way Out, which is that co-op prison game released by EA a couple of years ago. It has like the split screen. I was the one that bought it, by the way.
I know. I'm the one freeloading. I'm leeching off of him.
So, and like at the beginning, we both thought it was kind of like underwhelming a bit, but it turned out that was just like the tutorial. And then once like the actual game started, we both started really enjoying it.
Yeah, I thought, you know what? The beginning, I'm gonna agree. It was pretty underwhelming. It was kind of lame. There were the whole point of it is that it's a 100% co-op game. It's from the developers of It Takes Two as well. So we talked about that earlier in the episode. Yeah. It didn't really utilize the whole co-op aspect that inventively. But as it went on, there were so many different situations where each of us had to be communicating with each other and being like, okay, you do this, I'll do that. We had to, things in time windows and all that. So
I don't want to spoil what happened, just in case we do a mini or something sometime. But like there were some really cool parts where it's like, oh, that was a cool way to use the co-op,
A lot of just really creative stuff.
Yeah.
You can tell that there's a lot of passion behind it.
Yeah.
That was
good.
That was a really good, co-op experience.
Yeah.
So thank you, Aidan, for buying the game.
You're welcome. It was pretty cheap, like $8. So
Yeah, it's on sale. If you have a friend,
Yeah.
they don't need to buy the game. Pick it up.
I don't know if it's on
strongly
sale
recommend it.
everywhere, but it was on sale on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, just a warning, it's kind of like this, the actual story itself is kind of predictable. Like,
Oh, right.
you and I were able to predict what had happened next on multiple occasions.
It was actually pretty funny. There were parts where we were like, oh, that's what's going to happen next. And then it's just what happened. And we were like, okay.
Yeah. But if you've got a friend that's willing to try it out, I can basically ensure you guys are going to have a great time.
Yeah. Also, let's say like it's not really about the story. It's not really.
It's about working with your friends. It really makes you work together too.
Yeah.
It's really like, Aidan, I need you to do this thing. Come on. Most of the time, I'm the one that has to do the thing. I'm just like, I'm the one that messes it up.
Most of the time, you're the one messing around, and then I'm like, hey, come over here. We got to do this.
Yeah, so you're the guy telling me to do something.
Yeah. And then you're just like doing random stuff. Yeah.
Hitting a hammer. I'm not going to consider that a spoiler, but there is a hammer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you want to go into spoilers for it now, or like just?
Nah, I think we'd probably save that for some other day when we've completed it or something. Right now, we've already got a spoiler section with Civil War, so we're going to jump into that right now.
Oh, and let's just say before we do that, A Way Out, we're less than halfway through.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
I think we're less than
probably
halfway
than halfway through. I'm not sure how long it is.
So we haven't played through all of it. We didn't beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played it for
like an hour and a half, I think, maybe 2 hours.
An hour and a half.
2 hours?
Dude, I think that might have been 3 hours.
It was not 3 hours. We started at like 1 o'clock and then we finished at like.
And it ended at 4.
4. Wow, really?
Yeah.
We played it for 3 hours. So
time really flies. It's a fun game.
So yeah, we're at that point. If you played it, I don't know if you would know where that's at, but wherever that is, that's where we're at.
There you go. So now is the Civil War. So
now is the Civil War.
There we go. So it's kind of like the classic.
Spoilers for the movie and the comic, right?
Yeah, movie and the comic. If you haven't seen them, just go read them or watch them.
Yeah.
Just consume the media. There you go.
Consume. Always consume media. Yeah.
Consume media. I must
consume media. So yeah, I actually read the comic before I watched the movie because I read it before the movie even came out. Like I read it in preparation for the movie. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also tells you it's been a while since I read it, but.
Yeah. Yes, but hopefully you still remember like some stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
I've only read volume 1, but
there's only one volume. It's just that.
Oh, really?
One story.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 7 Civil War volume.
It's 7 issues, but they were all collected into one volume, and that's what you read.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
I know it ends on like a cliffhanger, but that's because it's like continued in other characters' series.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we can talk about it all.
Yeah.
It's just Cap versus Iron Man, but the whole battle is a lot bigger,
Right. Because there are a lot more characters.
There's so many more heroes. Yeah. Civil War, I'm going to rip off this opinion from Cosmonaut. It should have been something that took place after Endgame.
Well, spoilers for Endgame right now, but Iron Man died in that, and Captain America was an old man.
Infinity War, maybe.
Well, how would they do it between Infinity War and Endgame?
I don't know. Something happens, they gotta split up or whatever.
I think theoretically it would have been cool to have it take place after where there's more heroes.
Yeah, theoretically, because Infinity War was such a huge event. Yeah.
So
I think there's like a year between them. So.
Plus, there is like a Civil War 2, which is like a separate thing that divides Marvel heroes so they fight each other. And they could just do that. That one also has Iron Man as like the main character. Like it's Iron Man versus Captain Marvel in that one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. The main sort of motivation for them to fight in this one is the same general deal. Yeah. Like heroes need to be regulated by the government and all that, so they don't cause mayhem or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and they took the same sort of. To me, I thought it was an unexpected turn for Captain America to sort of be the freedom guy, and for Tony Stark to align with the government. You know, they took that same turn there, and so Tony Stark feels guilty for, you know, people dying, and, you know, Captain America wants, you know, the Avengers to be free and not held down by any government. So yeah, that's like a thing. But I get the feeling I probably should have read more of the comics before and after, or before this, because in Civil War they kind of, you know, you have that background of, like, you know, they did a ton of stuff in, I guess we're doing MCU spoilers now, you know, stuff in Sokovia and New York. I don't know why you wouldn't have seen those movies already, but yeah. So they talk about all that damage that they did, and that's sort of like it's a more personal motivation than it is here.
Really personal. In both, it's like heroes have been destroying stuff in their battles. It's just in the Marvel ones, like in the movies, we're actually familiar with those battles, where in here we didn't read those comics.
Yeah, true. I think though, like they're called the Sokovia Accords, and Sokovia is Cause Ultron, which he made. So I think that'd be more personal for him as well.
Oh, well, that's true. What are they called here again? Do they have a name? They're like Hero Registration Act or something?
Yeah, I think it's called the Hero Registration Act or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So I think they handle the motivations a lot, or not a lot, but a little bit less sort of personally, and it's a lot more ideology based.
Which I like.
People on either side. I think it works well for the comic.
Yeah.
But in the movie where we know all these characters, the personal motivations, I think I liked more. So I'm gonna give that point to Civil War. But something I do like. Wait, now that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Whatever. But something I do like is like the individual struggles for each hero, other than Captain America and Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You know, like in Civil War, the movie, none of the other heroes have any personal stakes. They're just fighting because they align with that ideology.
Besides, like, Wanda, I guess she has some, like, personal stuff.
Yeah.
And like Black Panther.
Yeah. Those, like, the character, you know, Black Panther was pretty good in that movie because he had a personal motivation for that, you know. But the other guys, they basically treat it as a joke. You know, they're still like, we're still friends, right? After this, we're just fighting for the hell of it. You know, we gotta take you guys out. Sorry.
Ant-Man is only there just because Captain America called him.
Yeah, he has no actual reason to be there. But all these guys, you know, in the comics, they're actually losing stuff, right? Mr. Fantastic's wife leaves him to join the other side because she doesn't approve of what he's doing with, like, you know, resurrecting Thor. And apparently Thor is dead in that one too.
Something like that.
Probably should have read about that.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably something in the earlier issues.
Spider-Man, like, reveals his identity because that's like a condition of being on the Tony Stark side, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a very dramatic moment, and that, you know, that's something that in the comic didn't have long-term repercussions because, of course, it's just a comic and it's a shorter story. But I'm sure that if I read the future issues, I would see those future repercussions, you know?
Yeah, I read about that somewhere where, like, I believe what happens next is, like, Aunt May gets killed because people find out that she is, you know, Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that also Hank Pym starts taking, like, antidepressants and all that, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, each of these heroes, they have personal struggles in this movie. Or in the comic, you know, in the movie, they're all just sort of there. They're all going to be friends at the end of the day, other than Captain America and Iron Man. You know, those guys are the ones fighting.
Like, Captain America writes him a letter at the end, and he's like, "Hey, we're still friends, right? And call me."
I mean, you can never actually hate him, right? That's Captain America for you.
But, like, still,
you can never actually hate him.
Even on Tony Stark's side, though, he still doesn't really hate Captain America. By the time we see him in Infinity War, he's like, I'll call Cap.
I mean, he's pretty reluctant to, right? It takes Thanos coming to do that.
Yeah, but, like, we never see a consequence of that fight. You know, if that fight just never happened, he still would have been like, okay, it gives time to call Cap.
True. I think that could have been handled better. I don't think it's a fault of the movie itself. I think it's a fault of the movies that came after it.
Versus, this in this comic where Captain America gets arrested at the end.
Yeah, that's like a genuine consequence for him.
Yeah.
Right? Captain America in this one, he just kind of goes free. Yeah. Although I did think that Captain America's sort of turning point moment was a little odd. Like he gets, like people like jump onto him or something, and then he just sort of stops.
Yeah.
That was a bit odd. That was a bit jarring. I was like, he's really fighting hard, And then the people jump on him, and he's like, "Oh, it's the people, and they're mad at me or whatever. They don't like what I'm doing. Guess I'll stop now."
I guess I think it makes sense because at the end he's like, "Oh, this war is causing nothing but harm, so I think I should stop it." That seems like a very Captain America thing to do.
Yeah, but I thought it was very jarring. I would have liked to see some more parts where he was in doubt about his choices on his side, but even before, after he got injured, he was like, after Goliath got killed, he was like, do we let Goliath's death mean nothing? We have to keep fighting. He never really considered that he's on the wrong side of the argument there. But as soon as the people come in, he just immediately gives up. And that was very jarring. So I thought that could have been handled a bit better.
Yeah. Is there a scene in the movie where he doubts like if he's right or not? Not really, right?
I'm not sure, but he never really gives up either.
Yeah.
He sort of has to deal with that and be a fugitive, but that also never goes anywhere in future movies.
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
Big problem with the Marvel one. There are like no consequences for it. After that happens, heroes just like show up and they don't have to register with the government anymore.
Yeah. The movie in general, right?
Yeah.
The movie on its own, as an isolated movie, I'd say it works well in establishing those things, but afterwards the consequences don't really exist of that Civil War, right? But in the comics, they call it like a Marvel Comics event. It is an event that shifts the Marvel Comics landscape, But here, nothing really changes afterwards. Even Tony Stark, he has Peter, he mentors Peter Parker, who keeps a secret identity. What's going on there? He doesn't care about the Sokovia Accords anymore? Like, they never show up in any future movies.
Or even like yesterday with the Falcon and Winter Soldier finale. Like, there's no even like, the Sokovia Accords, they don't come up at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll be talking about that a little bit later, right?
Yeah, but we will talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier in a separate thing. But as far as the like repercussions of the Soviet Accords go in that show, I think that relates more pretty heavily to Civil War.
They just don't exist.
Yeah.
In the movie itself, it works fine, but in the comics it was a big thing. Here it barely matters at all. It's just, we can't actually do anything bad to the heroes. That'd be mean. They never really frame it as the comics is a really good idea of conveying the concept that in a civil war no one really wins, because you have to beat up your own friends for that. You have to beat up your own team, and that you never win by doing that.
Yeah, no one really wins in the Civil War movie.
Yeah, but no one ever really, loses either. No one faces any consequences. Yeah. Cap gets put in jail. Yeah. But Tony rides high. He's doing his own thing now, and he gets promoted to like director of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. He's the clear winner there, and there are actual consequences to their actions in each thing.
Yeah.
But here, nothing ever happens in the movies. Nothing happens to either of them.
Yeah, pretty much. Because the guys on Captain America's side, they get put in prison, but then that doesn't matter because he breaks them out or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ant-Man goes into house arrest, but who really cares?
Yeah.
That's the only movie that has any consequences from Civil War.
Oh no, Ant-Man's on house arrest. Yeah. Oh wait, but we need him to show up in this movie, this bad movie. We need him to not be in house arrest anymore. Thank you, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No, he was in house arrest in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Wait, which movie was it?
What are you talking about? What?
Wait, what?
I'm saying after Civil War, Ant-Man and the Wasp was like the only movie to deal with any consequences from Civil War.
Yeah. So Ant-Man and the
Because
Wasp
Ant-Man was in
was.
house arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, the only
Not a
good thing
great
from that
movie, but at least not a great movie, but at least it had that.
Awful movie,
Different.
like fifth worst MCU movie, but had one good thing.
It is redeemed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but overall, I am very glad I sort of took your advice and read some comics. I think they're really great. One thing I do want to say about them, they have like the most beautiful art in the world. Like seriously, so much detail. I don't know how long it must have taken to draw that, but in the back of the sort of complete thing for Civil War, it had like the drawings without colors on them, just like the sketches of them. They were so detailed, like even characters that barely take up any space on the page, they're still basically fully drawn. And to my eyes, it didn't look digitally drawn either. Are they? They're hand drawn?
I believe they're hand drawn. Or at least at the time they did Civil War, they would have still been doing hand drawn.
On paper or on the computer?
I assume at that time on paper.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Like seeing all that on a paper, I really got an appreciation for that, the amount of work that they put into that.
I always, when I think, like when I'm like reading a comic, I always think of the story first, like the writer, and they don't pay much attention to the art. It's only really towards the end where I'm like, oh yeah, that art was like really good. It required a lot of effort. It was like someone's like life work.
Like I think they come out that like they don't come out that frequently, so I can tell they take a lot of time to draw.
Comics are like once a month, but for those bigger stories, it might be a little bit longer, like the gaps.
So I've grown a great appreciation for comics. They're cool. I'm definitely going to be picking up more.
What are you interested in next?
Probably more Deadpool. You told me to get into the DC ones, so
I recommended it. I'm not forcing you to.
I know, but that's basically my way of saying recommended. I couldn't think of the word. Okay, but the DC ones, I'll probably get into more Batman or Superman.
Yeah, I would say start with the Batman Year One. I think that's like the best.
That one is the one that I'm trying to get my hands on.
Yeah.
That'll be probably the first one I get.
Yeah, that one's good. I've read that one. When Batman Begins, there's like heavy inspiration there. Like it's very clear Christopher Nolan read Batman Year One and was like, I'm putting this stuff in my movie. So yeah.
That's cool. Comics good. Read one today.
I've read also Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1. So when you read that, we can also talk about that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have not read it, but I just got to say, I don't really like the Spider-Man design on the cover.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It just looks kind of weird.
I'm looking at it. I'm going to find it. Oh, yeah. I think it looks fine.
I think it looks kind of weird. His eyes are giant and stuff.
Yeah. It's big eyes, but like the rest
it's very comic booky, Yeah. I can tell it's very comic booky. But I'm more into the more sort of proportional stuff where it looks super cool.
Right, like Civil War.
Yeah. Civil War has a lot of that more human-like.
Oh, also the comic panel from the Civil War movie where it's like he's holding up the shield and Iron Man is blasting.
That was directly from there. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think it worked very well in the movie and in the comic book. Those are very cool frames.
I like it more in the comic book. I think it's a lot cooler.
Yeah, I think in the comic book, I don't have it here with me, but I think they're standing on like a pile of other superhero bodies or whatever.
Something like that, or like there
are other bodies.
Like in the background.
But in the movie, it's just kind of they're in some concrete place.
Yeah. Oh, snow.
Yeah. So cool. Those are my thoughts on Civil War. You got anything on your mind?
I like it. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. So I think that's a wrap on this episode of the
Yay.
Start Select podcast. Check us out on social media, Twitter, Start Select at Start Select Cast, and Instagram at Start Select Podcast. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. Bye.